So in this video, we're going to talk about what you can do when your competition is better than you. So generally, the perception that your competition is better than you, it might just be a perception, but I tend to feel that there's always an opportunity, and it's the David and Goliath thing. So if my competition is established and they're much better than me, I have to think, do I want to take them on, and why do I see them as competition in the first place? But I'm also aware that, well, they can't solve every problem that the clients I want to work with can. And what do I have to my advantage? So I might be smaller, I might have less people, but that too makes me more nimble, so I can operate slightly differently. Now, what I found is that society is always changing, and often the needs of, if not our customers, but the customers of our customers are changing. And this presents every time an opportunity. So when we do our work in the signature service, part of this exercise is we need to understand what our customers are going through and actually have conversations and dig deep with them to uncover new opportunities, because it's in the new opportunities is where we can step in and thrive. So let me explain it. A lot of people, you're going to want to find out what they're dealing with in their business. Now, at the moment, if you look at what they were selling as a solution to the various problems 12 months ago versus today, a lot would have changed. But too many businesses, especially the more established ones, they fail to adapt. So they're still selling kind of problems that they're selling solutions to problems that have always worked, and they're not nimble enough to adapt to solving a new problem that's more relevant today. So that's your opportunity. Now, the way to find this out is to talk to your customers, to join message boards, forums, and groups online, and to just read people's comments. And what you will start to see is there'll be new problems emerging in the same way that social media platforms come and go. So you could say, let's say, you've got Musical.ly, TikTok, Clubhouse is on the up. There's always one that's peaking and dropping. It's the same thing with problems, as trends come and go. So what we want to do is we want to be aware of these emerging problems so that we can create solutions that solve them before anyone else can. Because if we get there and we get to the front of that queue, then we can establish ourselves and build our reputation. So as I said, with the signature service, what we do is we help you first communicate with your customers so you can find out where the problems are. And then we work through it with you to work out, okay, what's the biggest kind of problem now that you can solve that maybe one of your rivals can't or hasn't yet, that your customers would love to pay for. And when we know that, then we can work on a solution. Once we've come up with the solution with you, you can then get that validated by the same customers, the same message boards, the same comments, all of that information. Once it's validated that people would actually pay for that, and that's the problem they need, boom, you're off. It's all about now building out your signature service to solve that specific problem. And once you do that, that's where you can really establish yourself in that market. And although it starts off niche, again, it's this mentality of there's always emerging problems, therefore there's always emerging opportunities. I just need to be the first person to solve the opportunity properly. And that's what your signature service will do for you. It will help you solve the problem, which will establish your reputation. And now that service is what you're known for. So for me, that's always the opportunity. It's a case of look at David and Goliath. What are my strengths versus them? And normally the biggest people within your industry have become large. And because they're large, they're not nimble. So if you look at a speedboat versus a tanker, to turn a tanker takes ages, but you can nip a speedboat around really quickly. And that nimbleness is your advantage. And that's what you need to lean into. You need to be quick to respond to these problems and solve them before the competition can, because although they're massive, they'll have bigger problems that are holding them back.